Yes, greetings, blessings, people. We are here at arrowatradio.com, okay, right here in Coventry, and I'm joined by a very special guest. And you know what? I think he's one of the legends in sound system, but you know, King Earthquake, you are here, you're live and direct. So, of course, we have to ask you, who is King Earthquake, and what does that mean for the world out there?
The King Earthquake is a sound that's been going from the 70s,
Okay.
late 70s, up until now.
Excited.
I don't know what else I can tell you
Yeah.
about myself.
Okay,
You know?
okay. I like that answer still. But I want to know your journey. I mean, you didn't just get a sound and start, right? How did it all begin?
Well, how did it all begin? I think my first venture into the sound system world is when we was young, still was at home, living at home, and wearing all of my friends them at school have these ways of getting out,
Yeah.
escaping from the yard at night, climbing through window, down drain pipe and all that. I didn't do all of that. I did have my key, and I was told anytime me go out, just use my key, come on.
Okay.
So I ventured out, went to a dance not far from when we walking distance, and from that dance basically I was hooked.
Okay.
I wanted to build a sound. I wanted to do what I say.
Wow. Wow. And what was it about the sound? What kind of vibe was it? What was the energy like that attracted you to it?
The interest of the people was phenomenal, and you see the people in the dance, the attendees, them it's them excitement when you watch people. It's them excitement. It's them dedication to this thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's a bit different. Like today people will go off with, have a rave and jump up and down, and nothing wrong with that still.
Yeah. I hear that.
But this was more of a people would go and study. I know a sound man study still now, I'll even know, But then it was like going to a competition, boxing ring,
Okay.
something like
Like a
that.
clash vibe.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And I know yourself has been in many different kind of arenas, different different vibes. But tell us about that, because you spoke about the 70s there.
Yeah.
Tell us about you as a sound, because lots of people have said to me you're one of the best sounds. But what does that even mean?
And then if you listen to people, You know, if you listen to people. No, I don't profess to be the best sound or one of the best sound.
Yeah.
What I do, I do as best me can. Yeah.
I hear that.
And show people say, well, you know what, I can't do any better than I'm doing now. So is either you just take me over on the way I do, or you match me.
Yeah.
I don't profess to beat on a sound or anything like that. It never was like that. It was like that in the first place. In the 70s, yes, it was like that.
Okay.
Yeah. But then it was an expectation of a sound. It's not now, it's different now.
Okay.
But back then you had was to going a dance with the intention of defending yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what does that mean? Because I mean, I love sound system, but there's lots of people that are just hearing about sound systems or getting to know what a sound is. So how would you kind of describe it to them?
Well, a sound system, okay. The time when sound system started
Yeah.
in England, there was no such thing as mobile discos and road shows and all of them things. There is sound system start all of that.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
Sound system started the act of people building amplifiers and then the mixers. Like you got a mixer there.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was no such thing like as these when we were younger.
Okay.
You understand? You had was to go to an engineer to build you what you call a preamp.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think the sound system is responsible for starting all of these equipments what you're seeing here now. But we had to do it because there was nowhere that we could go and get it.
Yeah. I hear that.
Yeah. So you find your one engineer for build your sound, for build your amplifiers them, and for build your preamp.
And you yourself, did you learn how to also build?
No.
Okay.
I did dabble in electronics for a little while, but find out say well, it's too much. And,
It's not for you.
Yeah.
I hear that.
So I didn't bother with that. We just continue building boxes. That was it.
Yeah, I hear that.
Yeah.
And you know, when it comes to, I know you also go by the name of Errol Arawak,
Mm.
and I thought, well, since we're at Arawak Studios, what does that mean to you?
I mean, somebody teach me name, right? Is that what you mean?
I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
No, the name is for all still.
Yeah.
When I come up with that name, nobody never knew about that name.
Okay.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
it was people ask me if you know. Well, people assume that is my real name.
Yeah. Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
So when they find out so that is not my real name, this is my real name. So well, why you call yourself Arawak? What is Arawak? Then I have to explain to them. So Arawaks were the first people them in Jamaica.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. So and they were Indians,
Mm.
and because me a Indian,
Yeah.
me adopt the name.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that. I like
Yeah.
it. And tell us about that. I mean, how was you kind of embraced? Because, you know, it's predominantly seen as a Caribbean culture, sound system in itself. But how did you kind of, how was you embraced, I suppose? Was you just taken on? Was it an easy thing to do, get into a sound, get into a dance? Or was it
No.
restricted? How did it work for you?
No. Well, you see when we did come about, we was always the outsider.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
And all of my crew was Indians. We was
Yeah.
all Indians.
Mm,
You know.
I hear that.
Yeah, and we was treated as the outsider all the time.
Okay.
And you do get subject to some sort of abuse in the dance hall,
Okay.
you know.
Yeah, I hear
And
you.
this is why I had was to come. I build the sound as a heavyweight,
Yeah.
and I was just play the right music.
Yeah. I hear that.
You know, it's about selection of music.
Mm.
You know, and basically what you're doing is defending yourself against a sound and combating the sound.
Yeah.
You know, it was always like that, and you know, sometimes liberty take place and you have to defend it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hear that. I
Mm.
hear that. And so, you going through that now, did that make you want to continue and keep it going, being in a sound, and kind of, I suppose, prove that you are worthy of being in this arena?
Yeah, well, it was exactly that, you know.
Mm.
It was exactly, you know, you get this attitude where, you know, when I make a boy push me over.
Gosh.
You know, it was like that. You know, those was the attitude that you had back in the
Yeah, I hear
days. You know,
Mm.
and at the end of the day, it was all peaceful, and it
Okay.
was all above board because those was the rules of the dance hall them time there.
Yeah.
Two sound come in a dance, it automatically becomes a little competition, a little clash or something. But everybody wants to prove so that their sound is the best, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear that.
Yeah.
And so, speaking of back then, and we come to these times now, what is your thoughts about sound now and how it is in England in particular?
Kat, I'm
Yeah.
going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am a back in the day person.
Mm.
You know.
Yeah.
To me, back in the day, there was excitement in a dance hall,
Okay.
you know. And sometimes when you hear that, you know, a dancer keep down this one such and such a play, you can't, you know, you wait until, you know, the expectation of we need to go there now, even though the doors them not open, we need to get there now.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
It was an exciting time. You quick put on your clothes, you quick catch bus if you catch bus, or you hitch a lift or something another. But your had was to get there quick. Nowadays you get people turn up in a dance like 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and all them amount hours there. They miss half of the dance. You know. Back then you didn't want to miss half of the dance in case you miss some of the excitement.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hear that.
Yeah, and the competition bring that out.
Mm. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
I wish it was back in those days. I wish it was sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, and speaking of back in those days, and you spoke about the right music. What is the right music? What does that mean?
Well, you can't be going let's say you are playing in a competition with another sound now.
Yeah.
You can't be going in there and professing to play lovers rock or soul or any other genre of music more than the hardcore.
Yeah. hear that.
You know, so your ad was to be, play wise.
Okay.
And there are certain tunes. Um, don't ask me which and which now, but there are certain tunes with the right words.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it was you pay attention to where the record I say, as well as the music.
I hear that.
Yeah,
definitely. And it's interesting you say that, because I'm a big believer in words. And when you kind of go into a dance and you just hear a lot of slackness, it kind of puts me off, if I'm truly honest. But when you hear like a rootical vibe, or you hear something that really hits you, you want to stay longer. You want to engage. Well, me personally, I want to engage more when it's a bit more conscious, a bit more talking about reality.
Yeah, it's all about learning. It's all about learning, and it's sometimes I see it as a bit of a shame that people they are in the power of influencing a crowd of people, and they have the equipment all around them, and they are heard by hundreds of people. Why we don't use it to our advantage? Educate the people then, in certain ways. But then, like today, it's not like that at all.
I mean, I would say, why do you think that?
Back then, we had a struggle. Back then, there was a whole heap of hardship going on. And it was a case of us and them.
Okay.
Back then. We was always singled out and segregated from communities and so we that is how we get to huddle together, and it was a more close knitted generation back then. So we could talk things in the dance. Now it's everybody get comfortable with them life, and everybody believes that them free. And I don't know, to me it's weird. Look, listen to this record. Look, everybody jumping up and down. That's the end of it. There's no education behind it. Apart from the sound man, I study another man's sound.
So when you're in a situation where you're playing music, what is it goes through your mind when you're ready to play in these arenas? Do you purposely pick educational tunes, or you gotta kind of mix it up? How do you kind of?
Okay. If you leave it up to me, if a man just tell me, say, Errol, just go and do what you want to do, I would be playing old school all night.
Nice. That's nice.
But then you find to say, if you start to do that, your audience is outside the edge of the hall or outside smoking. You understand? And your job is to fill that dance hall and make people enjoy themselves. So you're kind of stuck between
a rock and a hard place.
You see what I say? And so that the people, all them want to hear is woof, 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 jump up and down, heavy bass line and all of them things. So we provide that. But it is not really, that is not 100% me. A lot of people is like, them believe, say, King Earthquake, heavyweight, this and dub all the way, and then it's a false image of me.
I hear that. And when it comes to sound systems, I mean, we lost one of the legends, Shaka. And I wanted to know, you also being a legend, to me anyway, you are a legend.
Thank you.
We have to take that. I feel like us as up and coming sound systems, those before us are legends, because you guys helped pave that way. So to me, you are a legend.
All right.
And so when it comes to Shaka now, what did he mean to you as a sound, as a person, and just who he was?
Shaka was the reason why, and I talked this a few times, Shaka was the reasons why I rebuild the sound back and come back in at the year 2000. Wow. Because in a Birmingham, all of the roots dance them did stop. It did done. everybody gone down to the ragamuffin route.
Yeah.
And then it changed to bogle and bashment and all of them kind of things there, you know. And I never used to go dance hall because it
Wasn't
didn't
good.
please me.
Yeah.
But me come to London, me frequent London a few times, and me still see a Shaka poster and me go and take note of it. I went and take note of it and me say, it's a current dance. So me go. And it was like me, you know, me coming back home basically. As you're walking in, you know, the old time feeling was there. You could hear what's going on in the dance, places rattling and all of them things there. And then, you know, so that did start me back off. It did start rejuvenate.
Yeah.
It's I need to go back to Birmingham and start up the sound again.
Nice.
And that's what it, you know, I mean, I stopped the sound in about 83-ish.
Okay.
Yeah. And then started back up again in 2000 because I wasn't willing to play. I'd rather make, you know, I'd rather don't play a sound and than play them the kind of record where they did that play back then.
I hear you.
Yeah.
100%. And you know, I mean, like I said, obviously people do speak, people do talk about sounds, and they say that you have a very unique style when it comes to dubs and creating these dub plates.
Okay.
And I wanted to know, what do they mean by that, and how do you create that?
There's nothing I can explain, you know. It's not an explanation. There is no explanation for it.
Okay.
And that question they ask every single time I get an interview, whether it's this country or another country, that you know, how did I get my style? How did I start this? There is no explanation. It's what I did feel. I go into, when I'm in the studio, I do what pleases me. You know, whatever pleases this is what we do.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how do you, no, but I think what it is, like, how do you know that's gonna please you first of all, but then please the masses? How do you?
No, I don't know.
You don't. I like that.
Well, you don't know until you go and play it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like trial and error kind of.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of the biggest record when we did produce is the name Arawak Warrior.
Yeah.
And it was something that when we did a mix it down and all of that, we said, alright, it's alright if we do.
Yeah.
And I had it for a good while in a record box.
Yeah.
Cut pan plate and everything, and sit down there and it wasn't doing that, you know, me never play it. I never feel it.
Yeah.
And then we're there. And it's only by chance I play it in a South Hall.
Okay.
And I see everybody started jumping up and down, whoa, pull up and So yeah, this is the tune where I got dash way. And we play it again and, you know, cut it back of it. And that's why I did release it up on the market. So everybody can buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So sometimes, you know, you see we were saying this stone that the builder refused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very, very true. And speaking of that, what is your, I don't know, your preference and kind of your thoughts about the digital aspect? I know you're an old school kind of thinker kind of guy, but vinyl and things like that, but we're moving towards CDs, USBs, laptops. What's your thoughts about it?
Well, it's modern technology. I mean, some people can grasp it. Look, we have CDs here.
Yeah.
And I don't normally go to CDs. You know?
I hear that.
I only do this for traveling purposes.
Yeah.
You know? But it's not a problem for me if a man wants to play a CD or laptop or stick it.
Yeah, USB thing.
Yeah. It's not a problem for me because they are playing the music same way, only that you don't have the same feeling when you're watching a man.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. There's nothing like when that needle hits, the wax is there.
That's right.
There's nothing like it.
That's right.
So, you know, when I don't know if you're going to remember it, I'm not sure, but do you remember that first time when you built your sound and that first track or that first feeling you had when it played and it was sounding good?
No, that wasn't the first time, you know, Kat. Well, it progressed, you know, because we used to play a blues dance.
Okay.
And blues dance was just playing in people's house.
Okay, yeah.
You know, and this is when you start off small.
I hear you.
This is when you start off small. What you have over there in the corner there when you look on is probably would be classed as big.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, for how we did start.
Yeah.
So it progressed by little by little bit, and obviously it grow, and then you know you improve this as you go along, and so it's not a time when you do everything and then try it out and it was big.
Okay.
It's not like that.
Yeah.
It was a gradual process, and you getting better. It's like you hear a grow. You don't really notice the weight on your neck. You know, because you get used to it as you go along. So I can't answer that question.
Okay, I hear you. And so, you know, speaking of that, and as I said before, you played in some wicked festivals, as they say, big festivals, big arenas, and also, you know, all around. What has been, or I suppose there's many memories, a memory that you can share with the people that you really think about when you've played out, that you've enjoyed, or even if you've disliked a memory?
You mean abroad? In the festival?
Home or abroad, yeah.
Well, you know what? We do enjoy it, and it's a great joy if you see that people enjoy themselves as well.
Yeah.
And you know you receive the compliments is how you know, so people did enjoy themselves. So you know I'm grateful for that and I give thanks for that.
Yeah.
But it is not roots.
I hear that. Yeah.
And everybody worldwide go and hear me talk this now, you know. And some go and disagree with me. It's not roots.
Yeah.
You know. I would love to go to a session and play pure roots.
That would be wicked. I would love that. I would love that.
I go Paris one time.
Yeah.
I was in Paris and the promoter said to me, Errol, please, this is before me reach, you know.
Yeah.
I would have to load up the lorry and car. He said to me, Errol, please bring some oldies if you can find any. So, all right. When I reached here now, he said, can you do from 9 o'clock until 1 o'clock routes?
Okay.
So I said, yeah, no problem. If that's what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, say, we went past the 2 o'clock and gone into nearly 4 o'clock.
Nice.
You know? and he come over to me and said to me, sir, I would never, ever, ever believe, say, you could have played roots and culture at all.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's test him and test me. Yeah. But you know what? The people did like it and they were singing along and everything. And it's surprising to know so that, you know, you play some of the old school roots and them know it too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's not a lively.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
So, I know you said he was testing you, but why did he think you couldn't do it? I'm interested to know.
The whole world did have this perception of King Earthquake, boom, boom, boom all night, and you know the hype of that and them. I mean, they get me through a whole heap of doors.
I hear you.
Yeah, but people don't know where I'm coming from or the collection that may have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was a surprise to them.
Wow.
It was a surprise to them. I mean, plenty of people in England know already.
Yeah.
But Europe never did know.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, speaking of that love, where does the love come from for roots in particular?
Well, that's where you grow up learning.
Okay.
You learn them tune from. I mean, it could be another genre of music, you know. It could be somebody else who is young today.
Yeah.
Is what him listen to as a teenager growing up. That is when we always love.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe so. I always love.
Yeah, I hear that. So, I mean, I think I'm asking like, who kind of taught you? What did you see? To, I suppose your environment. That's what I'm kind of getting to.
I don't know who did teach me. You see, the school where we did go.
Yeah.
It was an all boys school.
Okay.
And going up towards the end of my school career.
Yeah.
Everybody was into sound system.
Yeah.
Music, record, what tune come out this and what tune and you know who have what. Yeah, this is at school, you know. And you got a record shop as a youth from going at school. You got a record shop and stand up out there, and you see, so you kind of you grow with that as second nature,
Okay.
you know.
Yeah.
And that's basically what it getting the record them that you can't get.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And you will go and you hear a man play this tune, yeah, and they don't tell you the name and so forth, and you're there all of the record shop them listening for this one record, and and they don't play it. You understand? It's the eagerness to get a tune.
Okay.
So, you know, the love. I don't think the love for roots and culture for me will die out anytime soon.
Yeah. I hear that. 100% hear that. And you know, we spoke earlier a little bit about kind of up and coming sounds. And I wanted to know, is there any advice, you know, for these up and coming sounds that you could give them?
You know, the advice
Yeah.
is, I'm sorry for talking this way, you know, Kat.
Be honest. I'm happy to.
A lot of sound man don't know sound system.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if them broke down, they wouldn't know what to do. In some of the big sound them.
Yeah.
You understand? Because they never struggle to build a sound.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a difference. Because when we're young, yeah, you have to stipulate where you want your amplifier them to do. And what,
Yeah.
you know what, you want this pan it and that pan it and that pan it, and round the back you want this and this and this and
Yeah.
this. Yeah. So a man would tailor an amplifier for you.
Okay.
And tailor a preamp for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you already have an idea of what you want
Yeah.
and what it does.
Okay.
And you go through hardship for build a box, and study the intricacy of building a box.
Yeah.
Before, as you know, is big old box them with the speaker in there, but the technology rise from there, so started building channels inside boxes and all of them,
Okay.
and why did it work and all of them things there.
Yeah.
We had to go through all of that, you know.
Yeah.
But the advice I would tell all of the youth them is for read up on your amplifier where you buy, because I know you never go build that. Before you buy your amplifier, read the literature before. Find out how much speaker can go up on one side, and find out what kind of power you buy to match the speaker that you buy. 'Cause a lot of them don't match the amplifier to the speaker.
Okay.
You understand?
I mean, it kind of sounds like common sense.
Yeah, it's common sense, but hear the thing. Saturday night we put on a dance,
Okay.
and the man broke down,
Oh gosh.
and it's a big man like myself,
Okay.
and he never know how to rectify that.
Oh gosh.
You understand? One amplifier went down,
Yeah.
and he didn't know how to rectify the sound.
Okay.
You see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you help?
I give him advice. I tell him if you take off, you got two speaker on one speaker on this side and one speaker on that side. What next amplifier have one speaker on that side and one speaker on that side.
Yeah.
Next amplifier have one. I mean, I said to him, said your amplifier can double up. You know, you can put two speaker on this side. You know. And it was you know, that moment when can you really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So me I said to him, say move your up your speaker them over and free up the other side of the amplifier. So whichever amplifier blow, you can take the speaker and put on the side when I work where you're not using. He couldn't do it.
Oh man.
You understand?
Yeah.
And him same engineer come in, and the engineer come, and him never do any better neither.
Oh gosh.
So he had to pack up the sound.
Wow.
Yeah. So you see, it's an important thing to know what your equipment can do.
Yeah.
And how you can, if there's a breakdown in your system, how to fix that quick.
Yeah.
And that's only by education of what you have. Enough man we just throw money at sound system.
Yeah.
Let me buy this because the other one I have it. Let me buy that. Pay somebody if you wire the whole lot up and you don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
learn. You need to learn and watch what's going on before you do it.
Wow. So how did you learn? Did you watch? Did you read? Like, how did you?
No, I sit down with a builder many years ago.
Wow, cool.
When we did I go start out.
Okay.
So me explain to him, say it play blues. We did a go play at them time there. Yeah. I mean, I say, me want one box in another room there, one box in another room there, and two box in this room, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he must say, well, you need a 4-channel amplifier. So I say, all right, tell me about that. So him show me about that.
Okay.
And him show me about the ohmage of speaker.
Yeah.
And the ohmage of amplifier. Yeah, and how to match them up. And it start that's all. Then preamp, now the preamp equalization of it. Because back then there was no parametric. There was, people used to run by equalizer. Yeah. Well, the first preamp them never have equalizer.
Yeah.
They're just bass and treble in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you pick up these little things as you go along.
Wow. Do you feel like the craft of learning is kind of dying out? People want everything fast.
Yes. Yeah. And you see, it's because they didn't have to struggle for bill.
Yeah.
So there's no need to learn.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think there need to be some sort of a place where you can go to learn about sound system. There need to be a education center where you can learn to actually build a sound system, wire up a sound system, how to match your equipment them, and even for build box too.
Yeah.
Because there's a science in all of that.
There definitely is. Definitely is. So, when you went into or you go into a sound, what do you listen out for? What do you, as a sound man yourself, what do you kind of listen out for, I suppose? Yeah. What do you kind of engage and want to hear?
Sometimes, it's nice to hear the words of the record.
That's true. That is
sometimes
true.
you go a dance hall and it's overpowered by a whole heap of tops.
Yeah.
Or a whole heap of bass. Sometimes it's unnecessary.
Yeah.
It's not mellow anymore.
Yeah.
And you would like to hear sometimes with the singer I said, and you can't because of how them equalize it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there seems to be this at the moment that has to vibrate the room as such.
Yeah.
And the frequency, and I know Shaka spoke about frequency and how important that is.
Yeah.
And I want to know your thoughts really about kind of the bass and the frequency, and sometimes, like you said, is bass just too much? We don't always need that heavy vibration, as it said.
It to me right now,
Yeah.
it gone down the wrong road.
Okay.
You see, frequency, if you have the right frequency, you will enjoy the music. If you got the right frequency going, and at the right level, you will enjoy that music.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you turn it up, feet for start for singing at your ears or hurt your ears, you don't enjoy it anymore.
Yeah.
And it's the essence out of that record. And that is down to manufacturers building 10K amplifiers, 20K amplifiers, and then now I give you 2K speaker them, and you mount them up, and so that a sound man, all he want to do is just to turn it up, because I will show next man, say, look, me have it, and they will turn it up and hurt you.
Yeah.
You understand? And it was never about that. It was never about that. It needs to be musical. It needs to be more musical.
Yeah.
Yeah. And me as a man like hear deep underground bass. I don't hear that anymore.
I hear that.
Yeah.
You know what? When you're speaking of that, I don't know if it's hurt, but I feel like you feel deeply saddened by it, how it's being put out there now.
Yeah. Sometimes you get to a stage where you say, well, you see the record where you play was a fantastic record, but you don't do the artists and the players any justice.
Yeah.
What you do is ruining for them reputation.
Yeah.
You understand? You're balling out, say, oh, such and such and such production and such and such and such, this man pan vocal and that man pan. But I think that you will be putting these mans to shame.
Yeah.
Because you know, so that when them a make them record, that they didn't intend for it to come out a speaker box sounding like that.
Yeah.
You know, it needs for the and you know what it is. It's people knowing that they can make money off of sound people.
Yeah.
Or if me make a 3,000 watt speaker, then we buy it in at the loads. So
Yeah.
let's just make them and give them. You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. And you know, when you speak to artists, I know you work with lots of different artists. Do they have an opinion about this? How it should be played and things like that, or do they just do what they got to do?
No, a man will just come in at the studio and you play the record for him,
Yeah.
and he will just sing and take your money and gone. You know.
Okay.
But you know, you have to understand so that when a man come from so far
Yeah.
and come to your studio, everybody want book him.
Yeah.
You understand? So I ain't got time to sit down and chat.
Okay.
Really.
Yeah.
Less than you him come too.
Yeah. I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear that.
Mm.
And you know, I'm really interested to hear about what's next steps for you and what would you be up to in the up and coming future. What can we see from you? Because you've been doing loads of different bits and pieces.
Yeah. I have a project me I try do at the moment, and it was down to sickness why it did stop for a while, for a long time,
Yeah.
you know. And even now, sometimes I can't manage do what me I do,
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
you know.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't get the help
Mm.
when you need it.
I hear that.
Yeah. But the project that that me want to do is for re-educate some of the bigger ones them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And educate the younger ones them too.
Yeah.
You understand?
I hear that.
By showing them how things did start.
Okay.
I'm renovating a building at the moment.
Yeah.
And I'm building an old school valve sound to put in there
Yeah.
as an exhibition thing.
Nice.
You know?
Yeah.
So that I there are many times I talk with younger heads them and them say, boy, me born in the wrong year, you know. Me should have been born at the time when you was around because that's how the joyous time. So I'm building a place where it can take them back to that time. So
Yeah.
they can have an idea.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
love that.
Yeah.
That was so good.
Yeah. I mean it's taking a long time because it's only me one.
Yeah.
You know? But one day it's going to finish.
Yeah.
And I will be opening to the public, you know. There will be days when I'll be holding little seminars and things like that.
Yeah.
I want to get the elders, them older than myself, involved in this to come and give a lecture.
Yeah.
And them kind of way that you them can come in and them can learn, sit down and learn. And some people them who starting up or, you know,
Yeah.
can come and get the benefit of them experience.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that is a project me I do at the moment. I mean, I already have the recording studio up and running.
Yeah.
It's not a modern. It's an old school analog.
Yes. This is the job.
Yeah.
It's doing the job. It's good.
Yeah. So they will have the benefit of seeing an old school desk
Yeah.
at work and old school equipment and them
Yeah.
kind of way there. Yeah. I also build which is up and running right now. A 70s front room
Nice.
wherein it's what your parents then would have back in the day.
Yeah.
The type of furniture, type of decor, the type, you know, the feel and everything.
Yeah.
You know, it's that is there right now, but I don't want to open it to anybody yet.
Okay.
I want when the venue finish,
Yeah.
we can open the doors and anybody can come in,
Yeah.
and we will arrange certain functions and certain lectures.
Yeah. I hear that. And you know, it'll be nice to see from my perspective as well, just because it's so interesting to how it all began. And sometimes you hear snippets, but you can't feel it, you know?
Yeah.
So it'll be nice to
Yeah.
put that in, and you can see it with your eyes and kind of, I don't necessarily touch it, but understand what actually happened and what kind of went on a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is why I'm interested to talk to the elders, them. Right now, when we sit down and talk to a couple of elders right now, and we get a whole heap of lessons and educations of how it was in Jamaica when them was around, and those is the ones you need to talk to, because them did it from it start into another country and then bring it come in this country.
100%.
Yeah, so those is the ones that know how to target, basically.
And how's the reception been?
Very good. I got this one man now who, the front room that me build, shall we say, it's the backdrop for a radio station.
Yeah.
And he want to take over a Sunday night. Where him can open the floor to lectures, and himself want to bring in some of him brethren them. Who has been in the same position as him from back in the day. And then we come in and talk them stories and all what went on for them time. So, all of them, as the whole me see it is very, very valuable information. It's a lifetime of information in a 1 hour.
100%.
And,
that's why I do believe that you guys are legends, just because of the knowledge that you like libraries within yourselves, and you're passing that down. That's why I think that us as the younger generation have to take time to speak to you guys. We have to. Otherwise, like you said, sound system is not going to be as it was. It's going to be just a whole mess, to be honest.
Okay. You see, you know it.
I do.
You started a while ago. You know it. But I stopped playing sound now.
Yeah. Okay.
I did have the chance to revive the sound and bring it back. I said to myself, so no, everybody I do that.
Okay.
If me go do that now, me just come back in the same position that me was. What me want to do is to go a different direction and set up an education place.
I like that.
Rather than build another sound. Me I go build a sound, but it's not going to be the king earthquake that everybody know.
Okay.
It will be a little old school valve sound.
I hear that.
Yeah.
And everyone always wants to know why that name of your sound.
What, king earthquake?
Yeah.
It started out as the mighty earthquake.
That's good as well, though.
That it started out as mighty earthquake. But because you see what happened, it's not me that actually name the sound. Is other mans did name it.
Okay.
Because it's blues dance we play. Used to play. And we used to rattle the yard, and from outside you hear windows and door a rattle. And people will come in and tell boy, it sound like a earthquake from outside.
Okay.
I mean, no. And that is how me did get to name the sound.
Yeah.
And we said the mighty earthquake. But then after you progress down the line now and start building sound a little bigger and bigger and bigger, and you start to go in a dance hall now. And people start to challenge you and start with this and start with that.
Yeah.
And as you keep,
progressing,
winning the dance, then
yeah,
may end up I call it king.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
So
I like that still.
Yeah.
For anybody who's either just coming into or getting to know what roots music is or getting to know reggae, what song would you advise them to listen to? You can have 3 songs maybe, because it's hard to say one. What would you say? If the first time they want to go check it out and hear it, what would you say?
There's a tune named Only Jaja Know. And I always look, in fact I might even have it here.
Nice.
And that tells you of the journey of how we survive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I pray I'm not listening to that tune there.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're gonna play some tune.
Yeah.
We're gonna play the tune. Oh, I want to hear it.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, yeah. But that is a tune that me love. There's another one me always adhere to named Black Slavery Days.
Mm. Yeah.
That is another tune. Touch me every time as well.
Yeah.
You know.
I hear that.
Mm.
Yeah. I like how you go right back to the authentic roots. I just like that. I really do like that.
Yeah, you know the education is out there. You know,
Yeah.
I'm very very surprised sometimes when I go foreign
Mm.
and then pick you up from airport and carrying you to the venue or the hotel or wherever it is. The music that them are playing at them car.
Mm.
You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Because everybody have this conception so that all of the Europeans, all them want is jump up and heavy bass line and all that.
Not
And
stuff.
the majority of them do.
Mm.
But you got a section of people that have actually studied this and know more about it than a lot of people them who born and grow in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
You know, coming to the last little bit of the interview before you play some tunes, what would be your final thoughts, final words for the people out there before we do?
Don't stop.
Mm.
Anyhow, wanna stop because look, me I stop play sound. Anyhow, wanna stop, then the thing finish, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so don't stop. But don't leave the roots out.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep you must always touch base at some point in a sound career. Don't stop. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I know venues is closing down.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, well, try and find a way to get a resident place. And listen, don't turn up the sound too much, make them have to run on the out.
Yeah.
Yeah, frequencies,
That's it.
not
Yeah.
nice.
I hear that.
Yeah,
You know what? It's been a blessing to speak with you.
and you.
I'm going to let the music speak now.
Yeah,
And I give thanks again for you coming down to actually speak and, just get to know you a little bit more. And I'm sure there's going to be more conversations.
no, that would be great.
For
That
real.
would be great.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
It's been a blessing.
all right.
Yeah, man.